What if I told you that the secret to true happiness is not in owning more, but in appreciating what's already in your hands? Let me share with you a story that will make you question everything you thought about success, wealth, and happiness. Once upon a time, in a small mountain village, lived a young man named Armin. He was restless, always complaining about his small house, his old clothes, and his simple meals. Every day, he looked at the rich merchant in the town who had a big mansion, servants, and endless luxuries. Armin believed, if only I had what he has, I would finally be happy. One evening, Armin sat outside his hut, watching children play with sticks and stones. They laughed so loudly that their joy echoed through the valley. Armin shook his head in disbelief. How can they be so happy with nothing? I don't understand. That night, he prayed desperately, asking, why can't I have more? Why was I born poor? The next morning, something unusual happened. A wandering sage passed through the village. Seeing the frustration on Armin's face, the sage stopped and asked, why do you look so troubled, young man? Armin sighed. I have nothing. I'm tired of living this small life. I want wealth, comfort, and everything I don't have. The sage smiled gently and handed Armin a small, mysterious bag. Take this, he said. Inside, you'll find what you've been searching for. But remember, true happiness depends on how you use it. Armin opened the bag and saw only a loaf of bread and a handful of coins. He frowned, disappointed. This is supposed to change my life? The sage only said, wait and see. Sometimes the smallest gift hides the greatest treasure. And with that, the sage disappeared into the forest, leaving Armin confused and curious. That night, as hunger struck, Armin reluctantly shared the bread with two hungry children knocking at his door. What happened next would change his life forever. As the children ate the bread, their faces lit up with joy. Their laughter filled Armin's small hut, and for the first time in years, he felt something different, peace. It wasn't wealth or luxury, but a quiet happiness that warmed his heart. The next morning, Armin stepped outside, still holding the small bag. To his surprise, he found another fresh loaf of bread and the same handful of coins inside. His eyes widened. How is this possible? Day after day, the bag kept refilling with just enough bread and coins. At first, Armin thought of keeping it all for himself. But each time he tried, the food grew stale and the coins turned to dust. The bag only gave him fresh bread and shining coins when he shared them with others. Soon, children, travelers, and even his neighbors came to Armin's home. He gave them bread, helped the poor with coins, and listened to their stories. The more he gave, the happier he felt. Word spread across the village, and people started calling him the man with the giving bag. But one day, the rich merchant, whom Armin had always envied, visited him, jealous of the love and respect Armin was receiving. The merchant sneered, "You waste your chance. If I had this bag, I'd build a palace and rule the whole town." The merchant snatched the bag, but when he opened it, it was empty. No bread, no coins, nothing. Furious, he threw it back at Armin and stormed away. Armin finally understood what the sage had meant. The bag wasn't just a gift, it was a lesson. Happiness doesn't come from what we hoard, but from what we share. From then on, Armin no longer envied anyone. His heart was richer than any palace, for he had discovered the true meaning of contentment. Happiness is not about having everything, but about appreciating and sharing what you already have. When you give to others, you multiply your own joy. If this story inspired you to find happiness in simplicity and sharing, don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Tell us in the comments what makes you truly happy. And of course, subscribe to our channel for more motivational and life-changing stories.